Whether it's the rattiness of Dimebag Darrell's guitar tone or the fuzz associated with Jimi Hendrix's Voodoo Child, there's one common thing that every famous guitar tone has. This video is going to be a thorough breakdown on the subject, but I hope you guys are all buckled in. It's going to be a fun one. And by the end of this video, you'll know the one thing that they have in common and everything you need to make that work. Sometimes it's nice to just chill out, relax, and go to the basics. And this isn't going to be one of those videos where there's some big reveal at the end or you have to watch forever to get the concept. We're going to get straight into it. It all starts with an idea. Bear with me, I'm going somewhere with this. So an idea happens in a reflexive, spontaneous manner. You don't have to think about it or have serious reflection. It just is. And there are settings you can put yourself in that can make ideas happen more often, but that's another video. The point is, you have no control over when an idea is going to happen, but there's three things that have to happen for an idea to have legs. Consideration. You have to think it's possible or attainable. Execution. There needs to be talent and technique to make the idea a reality. And extraction. You need to be able to capture it in the right way. And just for some context, I'm going to play a riff right now. Now, we can all agree that that's a great guitar tone, right? Affected, but still a great tone. You know what? We're gonna include that sample for free in this video. It's gonna help you follow along when we get to the EQing section. But yeah, just go to the link in the description below to grab it. And if you want some more song starter ideas, you can get a copy of the packets included in called Melodic Spark from JST. That's also going to be in the description below. So let's dig deeper into this. Without the concept of a song or a riff, a guitar tone isn't anything. You're attaching the memory of that tone being great to the rhythm and melody that's accompanying it. And this goes for breakdowns, palm muting, chugs, and the like. This actually makes me think of a convo I had with Dino Cazares of Fear Factory. He said there was a song from Metallica's Injustice for All that the kick drums and the guitars were doing the same thing. And he thought, why doesn't this happen more often? It doesn't happen a long time in the song, but it sparked an idea in his mind to make a band that did this all the time. And that simple idea sparked an entire genre that borrowed it from Fear Factory, and now you have stuff like this that exists. Now, Dino has an iconic guitar tone that we associate with industrial metal. And that gave JST the idea to make a product with him. You get what I'm saying? It all starts with a singular idea. And the reality is most of the memorable guitar tones we have come from a while ago when people were just testing the capabilities of things. The same goes for gear, right? We associate the best sounding gear with the oldest things we can find most of the time, things that are from the 60s and 70s. It's not like we can't make better things now or that we won't. It's just that the mixers before us used those things and we latched onto what they did to follow in their footsteps, 1073s, like SSLs, all that stuff. It's really no different than when your parents played a song in the car when you were growing up, That music stuck with you because it was fresh and new and you absorbed it. We love Bring Me the Horizon, but if I said, what's more iconic, Kingslayer or Highway to Hell, what would your answer be? Certain things are just meant to stick with us. You need an idea to spark so that you can put the sound in your head into your computer, right? So the next thing that we need for a great guitar tone is obviously a great guitar player. And the riff I played a little while ago, let that be an unnamed player for now. But just by hearing it, you can tell they have great technique and ideas correct. Let's listen to it one more time. I really want to enforce this point. You can have every amp in the world, every amp sim, every pedal. It doesn't matter. None of this makes a difference without having someone extremely talented behind the instrument. Have you ever dialed in a tone or opened a preset you really like with one player and then you got frustrated when it didn't sound the same when you put someone else through it? The real magic for the idea comes from the talent and technique of the guitarist, and that's what leads to the execution. Now, for the following part, we need to be able to extract the idea, and this is where the engineer comes in. That can be a studio engineer, live sound engineer, or the guitarist, maybe an engineer himself. This is why it's so hard for people to pick an engineer sometimes, because it's hard putting someone else inside their head to bring that thought out into the world. Every engineer is going to have their own take on it, but for fun, let's EQ this guitar a bit more to fit into a mix directly. Follow along if you want to grab the sample from the description. So I'm going to do some dynamic EQ around 350 Hertz to start. Now I'm going to do a slight boost with a small bell at 8K to give it some more presence. I have another small bell you can hit. Nah, I'm kidding. Just hit subscribe, man. Hook your boy up. Let's finish this section. Then I'm going to roll off some low end. Then I'm going to roll off some high end. Last thing I'm going to do is use a little bit of soothe to remove some of the resonances that are here. There we go. Now let's listen to those back and forth. After it was EQ'd a little bit, I feel it's going to fit better in a mix. And when you look back to any iconic guitar tone, it won't be hard to find out who engineered it. These people are just as celebrated as the guitarists sometimes. I made this video to sort of explain that I know that tone comes from our fingers, but it's just as important to have someone that can capture it properly. And there aren't tons of guitarists making iconic guitar tones at the moment, in my opinion. A few, not many. And it's a team effort unless you're a one-man shop. And if you are a one-man shop, you lose the benefit of an outside opinion sometimes. Creating in a vacuum can be therapeutic, but also detrimental to growth. Once again, if anyone's having trouble starting songs or ideas, make sure to grab a copy of JST Melodic Spark. Are there any other topics you want me to cover coming up? Leave it in the comments below, and I'll chat with you fine people like I always do. If you're an engineer on the come up, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, you only have to do it one time, and tap that bell for notifications so when a video drops, you know the location. Until next time, my friends, I'll catch you later.